Is America still a nation of laws and values, or are we watching it unravel in real time? On today's episode of America Unfiltered with James Pascalides, we're diving into the Minnesota Supreme Court's absurd decision to allow women to walk around topless, CNN's crazy narrative labeling angry white men as the greatest threat to democracy, the United States-UK trade deal booming the markets, Pam Bondi's confirmation on the Epstein files, and New York Attorney General Letitia James is facing federal investigations over alleged mortgage fraud, while in the same week receiving a statue in Times Square. All that, much more, coming up on today's episode of America Unfiltered with James Pascalides, starting now.
The moment is here. This is our moment.
America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered with James Pascalides. This is episode 51. We're diving right into our topics today. Our first topic we have is the Minnesota Supreme Court has a new ruling on public toplessness. The Minnesota Supreme Court has now ruled that a woman exposing her breast in public is not inherently lewd under state law, overturning a prior indecent exposure conviction. So what this is saying is now women can walk around topless in the state of Minnesota because it's not considered sexual anymore. I'm challenging this, and I have a huge problem with this for a few different reasons. I think anyone who is exposing their breasts anywhere where a child can potentially see them is the same as a pedophile. If children could possibly be around or in any vicinity and you're exposing yourself in any way, that is not only just disgusting, vile, grotesque, but should be jailed and punished. But beyond that, it creates a gray area for women. If a man walks up and touches a woman's breast and he claims it's by accident and she can do nothing about it because under Minnesota state law, it is not a sexual thing anymore. Breasts are something that are sexual. I don't think it's something that everyone needs to see. I want to move on to our next topic. CNN posted an article saying angry white men are the biggest threat to democracy in the United States. When the media lies like this, it's what allows the media to justify the killing of Austin Metcalf that Carmelo Anthony did. It's what allows the media to pour propaganda down your throats. The media is lying to you. The media is saying that white men are the biggest threat to democracy. For the most part, white men built this entire nation. We built the railroads, the subways, the cities, and yes, there were help from other races, but predominantly done by white men. So for them to say that white men are the biggest threat to democracy is one of the most racist and absurd things. If Fox News posted an article saying that black men are the biggest threat to democracy, it would be national headlines, national outrage, Fox buildings would be getting burned down everywhere. But CNN posts an article saying that angry white men are the biggest threat to democracy. We're not going to stand for it, and we know the legacy media is dying. The legacy media continuously tries to lie, pour propaganda down our throats. Ever since Obama repealed the Smith-Mundt Act, it allowed propaganda to be told to the United States citizens, and it's something that needs to be overturned as soon as possible, and I think the Trump administration needs to get on that very quickly. I do want to go on to our next topic. United States and UK have got a trade deal together. Finally, Donald Trump has secured a trade deal between the United States and the UK, and since it has happened, markets have boomed in the United States. If you own stocks, check your portfolio. They are definitely up today. This is a huge win for the United States, a huge win for the Trump administration, a huge win for the tariffs, and a huge loss for anyone who doubted Trump's negotiating ability and everything he said regarding tariffs in his presidential campaign and recently since he's been elected. I do want to go on to one of our next topics. We're going to talk about Pam Bondi and the Epstein files. Pam Bondi has now said she has complete confidence that the FBI has not destroyed any files for Jeffrey Epstein. Well, I always have a little bit of doubt in my mind when it comes to bigger political figures like this, if she'd even know if some files were deleted. But my fingers are crossed that all the files do get released and that we are able to get updated information on everything that happened with Epstein, who the client list was. We don't need to know the names of the children, but we do need to know the people who were involved in trafficking and molesting these children. It is not only important we root these people out of our government, out of our public systems, and out of our media, but we have them jailed and whatever we can do to the fullest extent. I think we should reopen Alcatraz just for the Epstein people. It is a tragedy that something like that was able to occur, especially with such a high figure who was able to get away with it for so long because of his high figure status. It is an absolute abomination to everything that America stands for as a country that the Epstein files have not been released yet. I'm glad Trump is releasing them, but it is taking far too long and they need to be released a lot sooner. I do want to go on to our last topic today. Letitia James under fire in a federal investigation. Letitia James, who just received a statue in Times Square, is now under fire over a mortgage fraud allegation. Subpoenas have been sent out today. We will get more updates on that as time goes on. They are relating to her properties in Virginia and Brooklyn. I really think that most likely she is guilty. She is a very corrupt person, and I do want to talk about the fact that she got a statue in Times Square. Men used to have to fight and die in wars to get statues or accomplish something great. Letitia James is nothing more than a fraud and a DEI hire who did nothing good for the state of New York. I'm James Pascalides. This is America Unfiltered, episode 51. I'm signing off today. I hope you guys have a blessed day, a blessed weekend, and I will see you guys Monday. Thank you.